Hello everyone, this is Dr. Amol Patrikar. I'm a consultant neuropsychiatrist in Aurangabad, Maharashtra. Welcome to our channel. Today we are going to tell you about general mental health. This is our first video. So we'll discuss about what is mental health and why it is very important as good as with the physical health also. So what is mental health? So mental health, if we see the definition of mental health, we say it is a mental well-being. Just simple, it is a mental well-being. So what is mental well-being? When we are able to do our work fluently, when we are able to cope up with our stressors in our life, when we can work, when we can learn, and when we know how to be happy, confident enough. So then we say this is mental health, or I am having a good mental health. So WHO has even started celebrating World Mental Health Day. It is 10th of October of every year. It has been celebrated since year 1992. So what happens? Mental Health Day has been started, or there is a because on that day the mental health professional they try to create an awareness and remove the social stigma about the mental or psychological condition in our society. So this is the importance of World Mental Health Day. Now why we are discussing about this mental health? Because worldwide initially there was a diabetes was having the most percentage of the illness in about the general population. But since now after post-pandemic or this post-COVID, the equation has been changed, and now mental illnesses became the world's largest comorbid burden on the world. That means almost diabetes is initially used to affecting 23% of the population, but now psychological illnesses it actually contribute to 26% of the general population of throughout the world. So that is the reason we need to focus on our mental peace, mental health. So what is the thing is what actually mental health, what happens if our work or our mental peace lost? When we are not able to cope up with the stress, then we start certain psychological illnesses like depression, anxiety, certain serious psychiatric illnesses like schizophrenia, bipolar mood disorder, OCD. Even there are many cases of the people suffering from psychological illnesses or stress. They tend to get diverted to alcohol or other addictions. So this is the reason if we need to focus on. Now there is a need of we should talk about this mental well-being or mental health. So actually what are the reasons and what are the causes of people may start some psychological abnormalities or disturbances. So first important is stress. A long-standing stress or a sudden stress, like certain really happen in our life, it may give you or start some psychological problem. Then certain biological things are there. Means we say we actually our brain and what we thought, what we behave, what we actually perceive, which is actually managed by certain hormones in our brain, which we call as neurohormones or neurotransmitters. But when there is when there is fluctuation in the level of this neurotransmitter, then they tend to cause certain psychological things. Okay. Third thing is environmental factors like poverty, unemployment, then marital conflict, then this competitive world, everything like social pressure, peer pressure, many things are there. Whatever happens which is stressful in our life, which is happening surrounding us, that is actually reason for again starting some psychological abnormalities like anxiety, depression. Third, nowadays many people are again moving towards addictions, any kind of addiction. Take it as an alcohol or any even tobacco, whatever things, even social media addiction. Certain these are the things which is actually responsible for causing certain mental health abnormalities. things. Another reason is genetic. Genetic plays very important role in psychology of individuals. There are certain psychological illness which runs in families, and there are at least 20 to 30% chances of presenting psychiatric illness, like the gene presented in the cases of like from father from mother to their siblings and the kids. They may get such kind of stress abnormalities or psychological abnormalities. So these are certain like reasons for happening, like why there's psychological abnormalities and depression, anxiety symptoms occurs. I will just talk about fast and brief about everything. What is depression? Depression means when I feel sadness of mood, persistent sadness of mood, which lasts at least for 2 weeks. Then we can say it is depression, because individually everybody is like talking about depression very casually, but no, it is not like depression means कि when you feel depressed mood, like that is most of the day, and that is for at least 15 days, then we say depression. You know, WHO has now termed India as the most depressed country of the world. You know, like it's very like unfortunate thing for us. Now India has been the most depressed country of the world because largest number of the depression cases are now in India. You got my point? So this is the reason now we need to talk about mental health. We need to talk about, we need to take the preventive measures to keep our mental peace. Okay. Now, so there are depression, OCD. There is a certain disorder, anxiety disorder. Anxiety is very common. Anxiety, like it is affecting almost 30% of the general population. Okay. Now, even there are certain myths and facts about like mental things. People think that when patient is psychologically ill, then that means they are mentally retarded people or they are having a low IQ. But actually, the fact is, it is nothing to related with your IQ. Like mental illness can happen with anyone. Like a high IQ people, a moderate IQ people, everyone can get it. Okay. Then many people think that there are like medications are lifelong. That is a myth. Actually, if you like take help, if you start with the symptom and if you take the help as early as possible, then chances of like medicines for only short term period, we can actually keep the medicine only for short term. Then long term medication may not be necessary. Third, people talk about medication side effect actually. But the thing is, there are right now we have so advanced technologies and so good medications now, so they have minimal side effects. Okay, many people think that the children don't get psychological illnesses, only individual get. This is a myth. But actually, you know, at least mostly the psychiatric illnesses, 50% of the psychiatric illnesses, they start at the age of 14-15 years. It starts in teenage years. Okay. So these are certain psychological illnesses, certain myths and facts. Now what we need to do about it? What we need to do? We need to take, if we start with such symptoms, then usually we need to take help from the therapist. Okay, so you can go to the counselor, or if the symptoms if feel that they are severe, then you take help of psychiatrist. Okay, there are certain modalities of the treatment. They can start with the medication, counseling, psychotherapy, cognitive behavior therapy. These are certain modalities. But the thing is, at least, but what to do before that? There are certain preventive things. We need to keep our life healthy, mentally as well as physically. So start doing physical activity, certain exercise. At least 45 minutes walk in a day. That actually stimulates endorphin production, which is a neurohormone again for positive things, confidence and happiness. Third, take proper diet, like nutritious diet, and keep hydrating. Proper nutritious diet and hydration gives you energy. That gives you continuous energy to your brain, and that keeps you calm and quiet. Third thing, start starting like self-improvement thing, like you can start yoga, meditation, certain relaxation techniques, breathing exercises, which keeps your mind calm, quiet. Okay, then start interacting with the people. Start going to talking to your friends and families. Don't keep things which is stressful in your mind. Always discuss with your colleagues. That will really help. So these are certain things we need to take care of it. Take good sleep, take good diet, exercises, yoga, meditation, and at least do some hobby. You should do certain like play hobby, like some pleasurable things. Okay, cultivate some hobby that will keep you engaged. So these are certain things that will help us to keep our mental peace and mental hygiene, and that will reduce the chances of getting certain psychological illnesses, and that will develop that skill to cope up with our stressors in our life. That's it. So friends, if you feel this information is valuable to you, your friends or your family, then please like this video, subscribe it, so that you will get further notification of my next videos, and you can then share it with your friends and family. Thank you.